the one thing that really inspired me to go into my line of work is the passion for technology and the fact that the industry is constantly evolving. The next interesting big thing is right around the corner. We're getting advances really, really fast all the time. Basically, it's one of those industries where you know that no matter how much you know, you never know enough. So it's the area that will constantly give you growth and learning experiences, and it also provides a lot of fluidity in the sense of you can steer your career relatively easily. So I'm currently working as a network engineer, but that will not limit me in having to work as a network engineer for the rest of my life. It gives you the flexibility to steer your career a bit more than other, maybe more fixed careers up to a certain extent. And from my side, I enjoy programming and I really love like problem solving and stuff like that. So basically network engineering just blends the two beautifully for me. Bias for women, especially like in the STEM field everywhere, but even in the STEM field, like from university to workplaces, it's present and it's there. Like there are certain situations where women are made to feel like they don't belong in the field. Like it can be direct or it can be indirect, but sometimes you're made to feel like you're taking someone else's place, like your place is not at this table, your place is somewhere else. um there's also sometimes some people, not everyone by all means. I have a lot of great friends that take these things and throw them out the window, but unfortunately some people create the sense that you are not and you will never be as good as them, that your opinion is less valid and those things, you know. Like I experienced it myself on different occasions, but you know, when you experience it yourself and you know that it's there, you're more determined to move forward and to learn and to progress and to succeed in your career and to prove these people wrong. So bias, especially for women, is present everywhere in the STEM field, from the idea of a woman working in STEM fields to university to workplaces, you name it. Sometimes in certain situations, women are made to feel like they don't belong in the field, they don't belong at the table by means of direct or indirect behaviors of either your peers, your superiors, other people around you that you're talking to. Um, Sometimes people create the sense that you are not and you can never be as good as them, that your opinion is less valid, that your voice does not, your voice and your opinion don't mean as much, and that they carry less weight and that you are not cut out for the job. When it comes to bias, I did experience it myself on a number of occasions, but for me, it just made me more determined to strive forward and learning and succeeding, because one of the first most important lessons I learned both in university, I learned this in university, but I experienced it a bit before as well, is that being different does not make you less. And should there be situations where me being different is being treated as me being inferior, then I just work. I work harder and I let my work speak for itself, because you can try to defend yourself with words, but I think actions speak much louder than words. So yeah. I think it may affect in very indirect and subtle ways. Now, on this one, I cannot speak from experience, but I have heard stories where people feel that they couldn't share comfortably with their peers some information relating to them out of fear that these people would look at them differently or treat them differently. There are certain things that are said jokingly by people who do not have the intention to hurt others. I'm positive about that. But they can be hurtful to people who might be hesitant in sharing aspects of their lives with their colleagues or peers, perhaps out of fear that they will lose their respect or they will be talked to differently and those things. So, me personally, I believe that who you are has absolutely nothing to do with your work. So, you're either good at your job or you're not. For me, the work speaks for itself. How good you will do a certain job will not be determined by aspects of your personal life that other people that might be different to other people. I love the fact that the job is all about problem solving. So I find it really cool that there's a problem and you don't know what it is because it's not something that you developed, it's not something you started from scratch. But you need to understand the reasoning of someone else's work and find a way how to adapt and solve it. Because it's all well and good when when you're designing your own stuff or you're starting a design from scratch or you're programming something from scratch, but there's an added challenge when you're trying to debug and solve a problem from other person's work because you don't have the insight, the full picture of it, so you're learning by solving those problems. And I also love the fact that the technologies are constantly changing and evolving and you're constantly learning, and it's a challenging role, don't get me wrong, but it's really rewarding. The reward is in the challenge itself. One of the most defining moments in my career was when a team member decided to move on with his career and leave go, and with him, he left a big gap in knowledge. This was still very early on in my career. I was just 1 year in. At that point, with him leaving, a lot of responsibilities increased on everyone. And it did feel a bit like a flight or fight moment. Like I did not know if I was capable to rise to that challenge. But I did. I rose to that challenge. I took it head on and I proved to myself more than the rest of my team because the rest of my team saw that I was capable to do it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have assigned it to me. But I proved to myself that yes, you're learning. You can take on new challenges. You can push yourself and exceed limits you did not even know that existed. And that was very meaningful for me because it helped me realize that I have a lot more potential to reach if I believed in myself a little bit more. So, my advice is if you really want to go for it, then go for it, no matter how hard other people tell you it is or how hard situations are and what things might break your spirits. Embrace the challenges that you face and learn from them because those are some of the biggest lessons you might learn, both in career and in life. And the most important thing, I think, know that even if you feel like you're the only one facing these challenges, a lot of people face them before you or are still facing them now. So reach out, talk to people, and ask for help if you need it.